Howdy, my name is Tariq Al-Halabi, and today we'll be looking at a case report on Patrick Bateman, a character in the movie American Psycho. File. His name is Patrick Bateman. The movie came from his American Psycho 2000. His age is 27, and he was the main character of the movie. He was a wealthy investment banker working in Manhattan during the 80s, and he appeared to be respectful and sophisticated, but it was all a ruse to hide his violent tendencies. Set in Manhattan, we get a peek at the culture of the elite in all of its vanity, with characters obsessed with status symbols, fashion, and social standing, and they all try to hide their darker side. Diagnosis. I believe that Patrick Bateman shows clear signs of the ASPD, antisocial personality disorder. It causes a dysfunctional thought process that causes exploitative behavior and a lack of remorse. It also causes a disregard for the rights of other people, and it makes it hard for a person to maintain stable employment and relationships. During the 80s, there was a shift in mental health awareness, and it started becoming part of normal healthcare. I believe that if Patrick visited a therapist, he would have been diagnosed with anti-personality disorder, borderline disorder, and narcissism. These three are all part of the same cluster group in the DSM. Culture. He would have not been diagnosed in most cultures back in the day, or even today. While Western cultures take mental health issues seriously, most in the third world do not. And people tend to think people with ASPD are inherently violent and impossible to treat. And it's been proven in a study that ASPD is one of the most stigmatized. Evidence. He's shown clear signs of ASPD. He doesn't follow social norms and the law. For example, when he killed the homeless man Al, he has a tendency to lie. He showed aggressive and irritable behavior. For example, during the business cards scene. He also repeatedly showed a lack of remorse for all of his actions. One of the symptoms he doesn't show is the fact he maintained his position. In the workplace, most people with ASPD are unable to maintain a job, but he was successful in it. Treatment. Sadly, most methods of treating ASPD are only effective with kids. I believe hospitalization should be used as a last resort, as it doesn't benefit anyone and the government doesn't gain anything out of it. I believe we should focus on isolating and treating the symptoms separately. Cognitive behavior therapy might be able to help with impulse control and substance abuse, and he can take medication for his aggressive behaviors and some mood stabilizers. This is also proven in the study the effectiveness of cognitive behavior therapy for personality disorders. The only ethical concerns about this treatment is that some of the medications can be quite addictive. What can hinder treatment? The thing that can hinder treatment the most is the fact most people with most treatments of ASPD require the person with it to understand that they have a problem, which is difficult because of the nature of the disorder itself. Broader perspectives. I don't believe that American Psycho portrayed ASPD very well. Most people with ASPD don't act on violent tendencies. They aren't charismatic, successful businessmen. They are people that struggle with day-to-day life and usually end up homeless with no one to care for them. In reality, a person with ASPD are more likely to be Al than Patrick. Most people never bother finding out about mental disorders like ASPD. The percentage of people with ASPD is between 0.6 and 3.6, so for the most part, people don't have a reason to find out more about it. So everything they know about this disorder is from what the media tells them. When the average person sees a film about a disorder, they're not going to question it. And they're not going to check how accurate the film was. And that's a problem, because a movie will always make something more dramatic for a better story. So you end up with a stigma against a group of people when you don't know anything about them. These are some other sources I used to get my information for this PowerPoint. My name is Tariq, and I hope you enjoyed this video.